moves cones.
Welcome to this video. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere, and the 4th episode of Better Call Saul Season 6 is here, titled Hit and Run. Directed by Rhea, who plays Kim in the show. She did a phenomenal job in this episode. Throughout it, we see Kim being followed, Gus and Mike are in high alert, the continuation of Jimmy's plan, and more. We're breaking down episode 4. So episode begins with another cold open, a bicycle showing two people and the way they're going, blue and green. The flower in the previous episode was blue as well. The song of this episode is The Best Things in Life by the Dreamliners. Now we arrive to a red house. We continue with these two bikers that arrive to a house that is being watched. These two people being secured, and also there was a man sitting at the table. We continue with Howard in the car, and as we know, Jimmy is able to open it. He even locks it. It's in that moment where Jimmy starts his plan, while Howard talks with a psychologist, wanting to be a better man. This part is the life of Howard and the different things that are happening in his life. Okay, so this is the best part of the episode. Jimmy's dressed as Howard look alike, and this was this was super funny and hilarious, and I just love this frame of Howard talking about his life to the psychologist and Jimmy outside in a way ruining his life. We're at the beginning of this. Jimmy then takes the car and goes to the motel as a way to confirm that he's using the white powder, and as well as he's having Wendy, and we get to see why in a moment. This is the beginning of the episode. It was absolutely hilarious. Kim goes to lunch, anxious about the conversation she's gonna have with Clifford and the plan that is happening. Also, Wendy is back. You know, she was an associate of Jesse in Breaking Bad as well, and she also wanted that root beer that we can see here. Something that this is as well is from Breaking Bad. So the plan is that Jimmy drives so Clifford sees that Wendy was in the car. Now this conversation of Kim and Clifford is to make it seem that something important is happening, but she's recording all of this. During this, Clifford sees this, thinking it's Howard. So this is the beginning of that plan. Kim clarifies that it maybe was him. When Jimmy takes the car again, the cone has been moved and someone parked where he did. The episode again was absolutely hilarious, and this moment was one of those. But the plan goes bad in a way. Jimmy decides to park it somewhere else, but hey, it's patience only sign that he tries to move. Only Jimmy does this kind of things, and I just love this episode. Without seeing him, Howard then ignored this as nothing happens. So this was the beginning of the episode, as well as the sign dropping, which was absolutely funny. Now in the motel, Kim pays Wendy, and this is where we see the undercover cops close to the motel. That's what Wendy thinks, but I have another theory. But bye Wendy, see you in Breaking Bad. Now the undercover cops start following Kim. This is the tension of the episode. She's worried and the car goes in another direction. Moving into Kim and Jimmy having a nice conversation the moments before everything go into chaos this season. Jimmy's still mad about someone moving the cone, and this is just again so funny between the relationship that Kim and Jimmy have.
They moved the cone?
They talk about Clifford taking the bait, and they're celebrating the win. Jimmy says about being in a role, but hey Jimmy, how long are you gonna feel that you're in this role? They talk about being followed and what happened with the car. I love the conversation a bit about them being wicked and Jimmy using a pickup line, but I believe this is the beginning of that wickedness that are gonna be in their life. Now Jimmy says no one knows what they're doing, but let's see if it's that true and for how long. The next day, Jimmy goes and asks for a change of trial, and we can see the change in the DA office that they have. As we know, there's word that he scammed the judge and the DA office, a conversation that he has with Bill. Now, Jimmy talked with the lawyer who we know, Bill. He is also from Breaking Bad. In the stairs, they have a discussion about the events of the Lalo Salamanca. He tells Bill that to prove it, that he's doing that. He says that there's a difference between proving and knowing.
There's proving, and then there's knowing.
Oh snap, I believe this is a warning sign. Now Kim sees a car that is following her from episode 2. She goes and starts to write the license plate, but she stops and goes to them, and we can see who are these men, confirmed by Mike himself. So it was nice confirmation of who they are and what they're doing. And we can see why, as this is Gus' instructions. As we know, Mike and Gus have a plan about having these guys protecting those that Lalo will be able to go. Now we continue to Jimmy eating in his lunch break while nobody wants to sit with him. This is why he gets approval and respect from those like Stooge that obviously since he worked with Lalo, they want this lawyer who did this as they are gonna be okay. We can expect why the character of Jimmy decides to be a criminal lawyer, something that Jesse says in Breaking Bad. But inside we can see everyone who has a sense of respect for him and they want him as his lawyer. This is why in the next episode we can see that Jimmy is gonna go ahead and start with The Office, something that happened at the end of the episode. Now Kim is again doing pro bono. Sees has a conversation with Mike where Mike talks with Kim. This was a huge surprise in this episode as something that I wanted to see since the beginning. Better Call Saul, as we have never seen them talking directly. Now it's Mike who has protection of Kim and Jimmy because as we know, Gus is really scared about everyone and is having a plan, a secure plan against Lalo. In this case, he wants him to be safe. We have confirmation about the house that we saw at the beginning of the episode is that of Gus and what he's doing to protect himself. And also during this we can see how Kim was happy it was not the FBI as she was scared that it was gonna hurt them in a way. Also, this is the first time that we see Gus' house and he has a fortress of Solitude to protect himself. Now at the end of the episode we can see how the character of Jimmy goes to the location that is going to become his office, something that we can see in Breaking Bad, and I cannot wait for more of the transformation of the office. So it's something that I believe we're gonna see in the season finale is just that transformation of the office that we see in Breaking Bad. Gus is scared and Mike asks where is Lalo then doing this, and everyone is scared. Kim in this episode was scared watching her back, but we get confirmation that it was the demands of Mike. In this episode we see the character of Gus being scared about Lalo and how Lalo has a plan. So where is Lalo? That's a big question, and hopefully we see more of him in the episodes going forward. I will go ahead and do my episode 5 preview in the next episode in my next video, so stay tuned for that. But what are your thoughts on this episode? Absolutely hilarious and amazing. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Call Saul. Thank God he's dead.
I could put more guys on the place if that's what you're thinking.
Open for business.
What you're doing to help the little guy. It's incredible.
I'm just getting started.
I just need you to know that I know.
It wasn't me, Cliff.
Sounds like money. Okay, great.
Who is this Saul Goodman? You.
You got it.